Hello, Dr. Glagoric. This is Tracy Carmack with Microbiome Labs, and I wanted to get with you today and go over the immune products. Last time we talked, these were new products to you, and you wanted to go into more detail. And just for the sake of kind of backing up, since we haven't had a real formal introduction, seen each other, or know each other's story, I wanted to tell you just a little bit about how I got involved with Microbiome Labs. I was a clinician, a certified clinical nutritionist. I started in this career when my son was born because he was or is on the spectrum, and that was my entry into functional medicine. I then became a traditional naturopath, and then I married a traditional naturopath, and we had a clinic in Texas and one in Idaho, and we observed that there was a cancer cluster in Idaho in the agricultural area, most likely due to the fact that they aerial spray herbicides on the fields 3 times and over the forests near these individuals' homes, and there were many widows along the same street. So we were looking into the soil microbiome, which led us to the company Microbiome Labs. And my favorite product is the vitamin K2. That is the first product I was made aware of when I listened to Kiran Krishnan speak at the IAACN. And I highly recommend that you check out any webinars. You can just Google his name with microbiome at YouTube, and there is over 60 videos that you can observe, as well as Dr. Tom Bain. And as you can see, we've been in business for since 2005. I joined the company in 2016, and I was one of 3 reps at that time. And the only products that we had at that time was Megaspore and Megaquinone. And as I said, my first introduction was Megaquinone. It's still one of my very favorite products. And I hope that at some point we can spend some time going over that product as well. So that is my introduction. And if you were here on the call with me, I would be asking you how you got involved with functional medicine and what your specialty is. I know you've been using Megaspore and the Total Gut Restoration program for some time and have been receiving some good results. So I know you work on gut history, and the segue really from the gut to the immune system is that it is one in the same, as you know. So that same mucous membrane that lines the entire GI tract is divided up into different parts of our immune system. So the gut being the GALT, starting with the mouth, you have the NALT in the nasal system, MALT of the mucous membranes, BALT in the bronchial area. So I'm going to go ahead and move down here just to let you see the research that we have going on. We are exploring other microbiomes because it only makes sense that if you want to help the skin or the vagina or the mouth or any of these other ancillary areas, that you want to start with the headquarter microbiome, which is the gut. So that is what we're proving out in these studies, getting excellent results, and these are all moving along, heading toward publication. We currently have 7 publications right now. And just as I said, if you're truly healing and sealing the gut, then we should be essentially affecting all chronic illness. So we can now go back and do actual disease conditions and relate that to the mechanisms of how Megaspore is working, and that is what we are finding. So you'll see many more of those type of publications come out. So I am going to the point where we're starting with the immune products, the first being MegaCidin. And if you're familiar with the company MegaCidin, you'll see that this is their formulary for their herbal blend, and we have teamed up with them. And this is a very important formula because of the fact that the herbs themselves are going to increase the oral secretory IgA by 66% in 10 minutes. And this is really important for boosting the immune system at the point of entry. And that's what needs to be remembered if you're looking at contracting a virus, a bacteria. Generally, it's through the mucous membranes on the face, the mouth, the nose, the eyes. So essentially the way this works is that the secretory IgA works to apprehend the pathogen, and it will carry that pathogen to the gullet in the gut to a interrogation room that is the M cell. And in that interrogation room, it is those spores that help manufacture the beta defensin, which are the actual bullets that are going to put down that pathogen. So you can see how this works together in a very important formula for the first line of defense. And then the other two products in this suite is MegaMune. The other one is MegaViron. MegaMune is the one that you're using during flu and cold season. And the MegaViron is used if you actually contract a virus infection. And it's only used for 15 days, which will consume the entire bottle. So let's go through how these products work. They're very intelligently designed. And you can see our immune system is broken up into 3 layers. So we have the physical barrier, which the MegaCidin is going to play an important role, again, at that secretory IgA mobilization in the malt, and then carry those pathogens into the gut where they are, again, put down by the beta defensin from the spores in the M cell. Then the other herbs in the MegaMune and the MegaViron are going to work more on the individual immune cells, the macrophages and the dendritic cells that do the phagocytosis of the pathogens. The spores are going to help with the antimicrobial peptides. And then these different herbs are going to either increase the inflammation in order to apprehend the pathogens or decrease the inflammation in order to translate immunity to the antibodies. So let's look more deeply to how that process works. Again, here is a pictogram of your macrophages and your dendritic cells. They are the ones that are going to engulf or phagocytize the pathogens. And once they do that, there will be a digital code put on the membrane of these cells in the form of a toll receptor cell. And this code is representing what it had engulfed so that it can be carried to the adaptive immune system where the antibodies are made in order to attack that particular pathogen. And this is also where the memory system is put in place. And at this point, I want to remind you how important it is to get a handle on the systemic inflammation that is being created in the gut. Because if you have systemic inflammation, it will interfere with this system of translation. It causes a lot of background noise, white noise, interference, and this is where mistakes can happen. Either incomplete immunity or autoimmunity. Okay, so let's actually look at the formula here. These herbs are in the MegaMune. Again, intelligently designed to cover different aspects of the immune system, but also they are in therapeutic doses, which is important so that you're not asking the patient or the client to be taking products from 10 different bottles. We've been able to put these important ingredients into 3 bottles and have a very effective system. So they will appreciate that. So the function of MegaMune is really to help the functional readiness of the immune system, to upregulate it during that flu and cold season. Specifically, it's going to help with immune surveillance, detoxifying and cleaning up cellular debris to remove distractions, and support the health and diversity of the microbiome. And this is important because remember, the microbiome in the gut is part of that immune process. And you don't want to be working against it. This here is the MegaViron, and here are the different herbs that are put together to help different aspects when you're actually infected with the virus. So it is going to promote macrophage and interferon production, reduce the inflammatory cytokine production, and prevent viral entry into cells and help break down the viral envelope. So it too is helping with immune surveillance, detoxifying and cleaning up cellular debris to remove distractions. But different from the MegaMune, it has the aspect of de-escalating or calming down to quiet the immune response in order to restore homeostasis. And this is very important in order to translate to immunity long term. Now, this graph is showing where the overlap is in these products, which is important. You need a loading dose of zinc once there is actually an infection. And notice anything that is registered, a registered trademark, typically those herbs would be, or ingredients would be in a standalone bottle. But again, we put it in therapeutic doses so that we can have a minimum number of bottles for more compliance with your clients. So you'll see the registered trademarks throughout the ingredients, as well as other ingredients that might normally be in their own standalone bottle. So the dosing on this, the MegaMune, 3 capsules per day with or without flu throughout cold and flu season. The MegaViron is 3 capsules twice a day with or without food at first signs of symptoms, and continue taking every day for 15 days or until the supply runs out. Finish the bottle even if the symptoms subside. So who is your ideal patient for the suite of these products? First of all, anyone during cold and flu season. So that's where you would begin the MegaMune. Anyone that is frequently traveling. This is ideal for the spray bottle of MegaCidin to spray before you get on an airplane, before you get into any type of crowd, before you visit a parent at an assisted living, before you go, again, to any large meetings or conferences. Anyone under high stress, which reduces the immune system. Anyone not receiving enough sleep, which reduces the immune system. Anyone with comorbidities that lower the immune system function. Remember, comorbidities are primarily those individuals that have high inflammation because they have high metabolic endotoxemia from the gut. So you still have to treat the gut. You still need to get a handle on that inflammation so it doesn't interfere with what you're trying to do by optimizing your other immune cells. Okay, so that really concludes my information about the immune suite. If you go onto your website, you'll see that these products too have discounts. When you order 6 products, you automatically get a 5% discount on any one of those products, or a 15% discount when you're ordering 12. And also, while you're on the website, notice that we have launched our Total Gut Restoration Kit in a very attractive box that includes the directions. And we have a couple of varieties of this TGR kit, either with the capsule form of the prebiotic or with the Mega Mucosa. So if you need any help placing this order, just give me a call and I am happy to walk you through it. And that concludes this information for today. My cell phone is 817-456-5962, and my email is tcarmack@microbiomelabs.com. Thank you and be well.